With more than 2 million downloads, this is your number one source for true crime coverage in America. This is Murder in the Morning with Tony Bruschi and Stacey Cole.
From the Hit Killers Podcast, Murder in the Morning.
Alex Murdaugh, we're going to talk about that a little bit. The South Carolina Supreme Court has decided to keep under seal the files related to the removal of a juror during the Alex Murdaugh double homicide trial. The court also temporarily sealed a motion filed by attorney Joe McCulloch, who is seeking to unseal these files. McCulloch represents Myra Crosby, a former juror dismissed just before the verdict was delivered in the high-profile case. McCulloch argues that the public should have access to the records to understand what occurred backstage during the trial. The public should be entitled to see what happened backstage at the first Murdaugh trial, McCulloch said. The trial, which took place under intense scrutiny from January to March of 24, has seen ongoing legal battles regarding transparency. Crosby, dubbed the egg juror after leaving the trial with a dozen eggs, was removed from the jury after an investigation by the South Carolina State Law Enforcement Division. Sources suggest Crosby was leaning towards a not guilty verdict for Murdaugh, a stance that may have hung the jury. Crosby, however, maintains that she was undecided and not entrenched in any particular position. McCulloch and Crosby initially requested a limited review of the sealed documents by counsel, which was granted in November of 23. Now they're seeking full public access to the files, while Murdaugh's defense has agreed to the release. The prosecution, led by South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson, has declined, citing unspecified ongoing matters. Speculation has emerged regarding why the state is reluctant to release the documents. Why won't the state unseal? One source asked. Because it will prove they lied. Crosby claims her removal was part of a broader conspiracy involving attorneys and others who allegedly doxed her to force her off the jury. She believes her dismissal was orchestrated because she might have been the one juror to hold out for a not guilty verdict. Former Colleton County Clerk of Court Becky Hill, who stands accused of tampering with the Murdaugh jury, is also under investigation by SLED. McCulloch believes that unsealing the records is crucial for public transparency. There's been several days of proceedings backstage, just the judge, prosecution, defense lawyers, and a few witnesses, including Juror 787 Crosby, McCulloch explained. Once I looked at those records, I believe the public should be entitled to see what happened backstage. South Carolina Circuit Court Judge Clifton Newman removed Crosby after hearing evidence from SLED. The defense claims Hill may have influenced the removal through allegations that she invented a Facebook post to justify the dismissal. Crosby and her attorney continue to push for the release of these sealed records to bring these matters to the public eye. This is going to be interesting if this connects back to Becky Hill, because I believe there really wasn't ever a Facebook post, but Becky Hill went to the judge and SLED and said, look at this is her. And it wasn't.
I think you're right. I think you're onto something here, because why does this juror care?
Yeah. Why?
I mean, that's my big question. And the other question is why did she have eggs? Do you remember?
I don't know why she had eggs.
That sticks out to me in this story. Like, but wait a minute. I've been in a jury room. There's no fridge. And when you're released to go have lunch, you really don't have time to hit the grocery store. What was she doing with eggs?
According to ChatGPT, juror 785.
Somebody have chickens?
785 was found to have brought a dozen eggs to the courthouse. The unusual incident occurred when the juror was dismissed from the trial due to concerns about her discussing the case with people outside the courtroom. Upon her dismissal, the judge asked if she had left anything in the jury room, and she mentioned her purse, a bottle of water, and a dozen eggs. So she just brought them to court that day. I don't know. Maybe she bought them on the way to the trial, like at a stand or something, and just like, oh, I'll just put these over here and I'll, take them home tonight. Probably is.
It's a weird story. I mean, that's just a really weird detail. I pick up on weird things like that. And I saw that and went, huh?
Well,
why is that even relevant?
If she left him in the car, I guess they could have cooked, and you probably don't want that. It's
not healthy.
It's probably something really just stupid and like nothing really weird about it, other than just like she picked up eggs and they didn't want them, cooking in the car. Or something.
But she had to know that she was going to be doing an entire day of jury duty.
Yeah, probably not the best idea to buy poultry products as you're about to,
Right.
I can't say it's a good decision, but
No.
there's probably nothing really to the story other than she just picked up a dozen eggs at a weird
The whole-
time. Yeah,
It's just bizarre to me.
An egg stand. Let's get some fresh eggs. Fresh eggs are great. I don't blame her. I like fresh eggs over grocery store eggs. They're very good, except for when you get a bad one.
I've never had a bad egg.
Holy shit.
It's bad.
Oh my God. So when I lived on a farm a couple of years ago, we had a chicken coop. And, you go get the eggs. And if you're up on it, you get them regularly. I wasn't so up on it all the time because you just end up with too many fucking eggs.
Yeah.
So I would leave them in there because the chickens, oftentimes they'll eat them. They'll eat their own eggs. It's actually a very good source of protein for them, the shells. It's weird, I know, but they do that. And I remember going out there on a hot day, getting the eggs, coming into the house, and I was cracking an egg over the sink, and it blew up like a bomb. Like it literally exploded. Like boom.
Ooh.
And it sounded like a gun went off. It was loud as hell. And it was very hot on the inside because it'd been sitting in the chicken coop. And I've never smelled a dead body of a human. I've smelled a dead pig because we had pigs. It smelled like death, and it didn't go away for a very long time. And then you have this, and the egg was like literally like dark purple in color. It was just disgusting. And then it blew up, and so it got on like cupboards and the counter and everywhere. And I had to go take a shower, and then you try and clean it up, and no matter how much you try to clean, it was an explosion. So there's little pieces in different spots, and they all smell like death. So
Ew.
it took quite a while to get that cleaned up and to get that smell out of there. Later, I learned more about that, and if I had not gotten the eggs for a while, I would go to the chicken coop, and if they were like kind of yucky and stuff, and I wouldn't want the chickens like, eating poo and things, I would just, toss them out into the field. And on really hot days, I learned that they do explode. And it's like throwing a little grenade, an egg grenade.
Oh my God. They're like little weapons.
Yeah. I mean, that would hurt. Like if you got hit by an exploding egg, it really would.
Wow.
There you go. There's your lesson on eggs today.
Courtesy of Alex Murdaugh.
Courtesy of Alex Murdaugh.
Let's be honest. Nothing kills the thrill of a good murder mystery like a commercial for laundry detergent. It's like someone slapping a closed sign on your favorite dive bar. But you're not here for that, are you? You're here for the good stuff. So ditch the ads and upgrade to True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts. With True Crime Today Premium Plus, you get your crime straight. No chaser. Commercial free with extended interviews and early access. It's like getting the bartender's special when the bar's already closed. Search for True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe and drink it all in.